What's up, everyone? It's Onorato and Miller on with you live on a Wednesday afternoon ahead of some of that primetime Olympic programming. Coming off Super Bowl 60, we'll react to that. We've got a great slate of Olympic guests on this week's show. Fresh off his silver medal in the cross-country sprint, Ben Ogden from nearby Bennington County, Vermont, will join us. We'll talk with two-time Olympic medalist Andrew Weibrecht from Lake Placid. He has a silver and a bronze to his name. He'll give us great insights into what Lindsey Vonn had to do in order to come back as far as she did, even just to compete at the Olympics. He'll give us his thoughts on what happened in that race where she crashed. He trained with Lindsey back in 2005, I believe. And he'll talk about just what Team USA athletes in general are kind of going through during these Olympic Games, as Andrew went to 3 Olympics, having grown up and trained in Lake Placid. We'll also talk about a really cool fundraiser happening on Saturday, February 21st at Tinney's Tavern. That's on Lake Desolation. All the details coming up about a very unique fundraiser that weekend. It's just Chris. That's the bad news. The good news is we start now.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Outhouse.
Outhouse, Marcella's Performance Industrial and Novice. If you can't hang with us start to finish, come back and find the interviews with Ben Ogden and Andrew Weibrecht and that fundraiser at Tinney's Tavern. It is certainly worth your time, I promise you. All right, let's look at Super Bowl 60 here, right? We're a few days removed from it. Seahawks, absolute dominant performance. And people who have asked me in the last few days, like, what'd you make of the Super Bowl? I was like, pretty boring game. But that's a compliment to Seattle. The Seahawks defense made that a boring Super Bowl. And given my early morning schedule, when it was 12-0 going to the fourth quarter, I'm like, see ya, I'm good. 9-0 at the half, right? Again, not a lot of points in the third quarter, and then both teams erupted late in the fourth. But at that point, really at 19-7, that one was over. And so at 29-13, it just wasn't even all that close, which was a 2-possession game with 2-point conversions. Do I think this is all of a sudden a Seahawks dynasty building? No, I don't. I love that Sam Darnold got his Super Bowl. It's a little bit of vindication, validation, redemption for him. Awesome. Love that. And Mike Macdonald's a very likable guy. I don't think all of a sudden Seattle is able to dominate the NFC and win 2 of the 3 of the next 5 Super Bowls. Just don't see it. Yes, they are built for the future. They've drafted really well. They've got young defensive stars, but they've got guys, as every Super Bowl team does, they've got guys who will hit free agency, and they've got to make a decision whether or not they can afford to keep them and stay relevant. And at some point, right, the bill comes due on Sam Darnold. I get that right now, 3 years, $100 million was the contract he got. After another year, if he leads the Seahawks to the playoffs, are they not ripping that up and giving him an extension that's worth $60 a year? And then it really becomes difficult to stay competitive in this league. The Patriots will not go 14-3 again next year, right? Like, these were great seasons for these two franchises, but they're just too many good teams and good quarterbacks that could potentially stand in the way next year. All credit to Seattle. Again, I said it. Love seeing Sam Darnold win. The defense was ridiculous. To put them in the class of the 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens is a little too fast for me. But they owned New England's offensive line. And Drake May looked like a guy who was just 23 years old, not only in the Super Bowl, but in the life of the playoffs. He did not play great. He was under pressure a lot. And so Mike Vrabel and that front office in New England will have to figure out a way to kind of get him maybe some more weapons, some more protection too. Here are the odds, right? This is always fun. Way too early. Of course it is. We don't know what these teams are going to do in free agency. We don't know what these teams are doing in the draft. But they're putting Seattle and the Rams at the top there, 9.5 to 1. Then you get the Bills, Ravens, Patriots, Eagles together, Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Chargers. So the Jaguars at 20 to 1. I don't think I'm bold enough to predict that might happen. And again, before free agency and before the draft, who knows? Would the Eagles trade A.J. Brown to Buffalo and all of a sudden the Bills have their weapon that Josh Allen's been missing at the wide receiver position? Maybe. Would the Bills even want to take on the personality of A.J. Brown? Don't know. So again, we look at these numbers because it's fun, not because we can really predict who or what team might find their way to the postseason. I prefer looking at I think the Giants are a worthy bet to make the playoffs next year. Assuming health and the change to John Harbaugh, I think that translates to a lot of wins. The Giants, look at how many fourth quarter leads they blew. You level that out a little bit with the addition of Harbaugh, I think you might have a playoff team in the NFC East. Then I look at the Bears, right? And I think 7 wins when they were trailing in the fourth quarter. That's not going to happen again. We saw this happen with the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs were 10-1 or 9-1 in one-score games 2 years ago. This year, 1-7. Has a way of leveling out. Maybe not a complete 180, right? But leveling out a little bit. So those are the places where I like to try to find a little bit of a future bet that makes sense. Seahawks are your Super Bowl champs. Enjoy it. It was a heck of a performance. Is there anything that stood out to you when I say Super Bowl 60, where you'll say that was the turning point? That was a special play that'll be remembered forever. No, right? I mean, in 10 years, are people going to remember Kenneth Walker III was the MVP? All the talk of Darnold is going to suggest to people, oh yeah, Sam Darnold, wasn't he the MVP quarterback? No. Somebody on the defense, right? Defense dominated. Had to be somebody on the defense? No. It was a running back who didn't score a touchdown. Strange. Doesn't happen much, right? Not saying he wasn't worthy. Just saying that's kind of how it feels this Super Bowl might be remembered. All right, let's take a quick break here on Onorato and Miller. When we come back, we are talking with Olympic silver medalist Ben Ogden. He is from nearby Bennington County, Vermont. He is now only the second American, the first guy to do it in 50 years to medal in cross-country sprint. Insane. Fun guy to talk to as well. Hope you enjoy it. That's next here on O&M.
Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
It may be winter, but summer adventures are right around the corner. That's why now is the time to find your new RV during our pre-season sales event at Outhouse. Get exclusive deals on travel trailers for as little as $127 a month. Or go big with fifth wheels starting at only $324 a month. Not to mention huge discounts on all remaining 2025 model RVs. And if you buy now, we'll store your RV for free till spring. That's peace of mind included. Get ahead of summer and find your family's next RV today during our pre-season sales event. Outhouse RV, bringing family and friends together to have fun and create memories.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Outhouse.
Fresh off his silver medal, first American man to medal in this cross-country event, Ben Ogden from nearby Bennington County, Vermont, Landgrove to be specific. Ben, have you come down from the high?
Not yet, but hopefully soon, or else I'm going to have a sleep deprivation issue.
Well, we've got a birthday to celebrate at the end of the week as well. Any concern that you may not have stuck the landing on that backflip?
What? No. I don't plan these things before 20 seconds before they happen. And, no time for doubting. It was it was an all or nothing situation, and I'm glad to say I ended up landing it. So
yeah, you sure did. And I read that it was something you did in high school, right? So obviously you've got experience there. I know you know the history because you are certainly aware of Bill Koch's success in this sport. But when you think about 50 years since someone has done this for Team USA, what does that make you think?
Yeah, it's hard for me to conceptualize 50 years for sure. I only have 25 data points there, but I definitely, it's incredible to get to put my name alongside Bill Koch in men's cross country ski history. It's a dream come true. And, I remember when I was young, getting to see Bill's medal for the first time and learning from him as a young athlete. We all dared to dream that we could be the ones to follow it up. And it honestly hasn't fully hit me, but I'm amazed to find out that I get to be that person.
When did you know that this race was different than maybe some of the others you've been in?
Every race is different. So there was that, but different in terms of the success. I really didn't allow myself to believe it until I was over the finish line at the end of the last heat. It was a hard day. It was a really long sprint, really slow conditions, and just a bit of a grueling effort, all things considered. So, you never know when the body is going to say it's had enough. And thankfully for me, that wasn't until a few hours after the race ended. But I really didn't dare to celebrate until it was all over.
We talked with one of your sisters for News Channel 13 on Tuesday, and she mentioned how your dad got all of you involved in skiing. I don't know, when did that moment come that you really thought about him? Was it on the podium? Was it as you crossed the finish line? Still today now?
Oh no. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yep, I got you.
Okay, good.
You want me to ask it again?
No, all good. I think about my dad and his influence on my ski career every day. And, it was leading up to the race. It was during the race. It was after the race. And, he really believed in me in a way that few others did, myself included. And he knew I was capable of this. And, when it was all over and I sort of got to allow myself to say, all right, I just took a medal at the Olympics, the first thing I thought of was how unsurprised my dad would have been to hear that. So, that's a cool feeling. And, he was so supportive of me and my sisters and everybody else involved in New England and Vermont skiing. So I don't know, there's been so many things that he's done to help me achieve this. And he's not around to celebrate anymore, which is tragic. And it's a huge bummer, but I have such an incredible support team and awesome people, my mom and my sisters and my teammates and everybody else to celebrate with. So I'm not lacking in that department.
I don't know, your mom is with you in Italy, right? You've got a birthday to celebrate here at the end of the week, but you're also going to compete. How difficult is it, Ben, to put aside what you've accomplished in order to be ready for Friday?
That is a good question. You're going to have to ask me Friday night, but I think it will be hard. I mean, for sure, it's I got to remember that I'm an athlete. And I got to train. I'm not a media person all the time. But I think things will slow down and I'll settle back into the groove. And I think I'm going to be excited to just go out and do what I do. It's always validating to win a race or get on a podium. And then afterward, you just feel that much more confident. And I'm looking forward to that feeling coming up.
When you get back to Burlington or Landgrove, you're going where to celebrate?
Now that is a fantastic question. Where am I going to celebrate? I might just go straight to Cochrane ski area in Richmond. Another fellow Vermonter, Ryan Cochran-Siegel, just took a medal today, silver medal as well. So I'm honestly pretty excited to link up with him and and talk about our experiences and just, get fired up and go and celebrate with all the rest of the Vermonters. But I'm also looking forward to seeing Bill. I'm really psyched to go to the Koch's house and bring my medal over and have him take a peek at it. I know that Olympic medals have gotten quite a bit bigger. Bill's is really tiny and mine is really big and heavy. So I think we'll have a good laugh comparing and contrasting.
I have no doubt you will. What's the last thing you knitted?
The last thing I knitted, a hat. Unfortunately, not this hat, but I knit a hat over the pre-camp. And right now I'm knitting a pretty fancy pair of mittens. I don't have them with me, but I've only knitted like 3/4 of one. But yeah, it's coming along. I got to give up on this interview grind and go get back after it.
When and why did that hobby start?
That's a good question. I was sort of earlier this season. I was kind of expressing my interest for a hand knit sweater, which it's not something you can just ask for. You got to have somebody who wants to do that for you because it's a lot of work. And a teammate of mine was just like, "Hey, Ben, come on. Sometimes you got to just take matters into your own hands, and it's not all that complicated." So she convinced me to just get the supplies and do it myself. And I knit that sweater, and it was super fun. I loved it. It was a great way to just put my phone away and forget about ski racing for a few hours and just get lost in a little project. So ever since then, it's been a full-fledged addiction. And I'm in withdrawals right now because it's been probably like 48 hours since I was working on my mittens.
Well, you've got a good reason to have stepped away from the knitting a little bit. You've got a silver medal now and working on a pair of mittens, it sounds like. Ben Ogden, happy early birthday, man. Good luck on Friday and congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure, and thanks for having me. It's going to be a fun rest of the championship.
A message for people back home in Bennington County?
Message for people back home is thank you. Thank you all for everything over the years. I hope everybody who sees this and from Landgrove and all the surrounding towns, I hope you all feel your part in this achievement because, my mom always used to say, it takes a village to raise an Ogden, and that is absolutely true. And I would not be here if it wasn't for all the kind people back home in Vermont. So I hope you all are proud and having a good day.
There's no doubt they are. Ben, thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Embrace the thrill of winter with our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th at Alpenhaus in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and online at alpenhaus.com. In-store, bundle and save with up to 30% off ski and snowboard packages, up to 40% off jackets, pants, and cold weather gear. And check out our sales rack for up to 60% off select items. And online, enjoy 15% off store-wide and get free shipping on orders over $100. It's our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th. Get outside and play with Alpenhaus.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Fun conversation there with Ben Ogden, your silver medalist, first guy in 50 years from America to medal in that event, the cross-country men's sprint. And he'll turn 26 on Friday. Not bad, huh? Not bad at all. All right, NBA All-Star Weekend coming up. Major League Baseball spring training is going, and there's some news at a Mets camp here already. Shortstop Francisco Lindor is out 6 weeks. Surgery on his left hand. It's the hamate bone on his left hand that I guess has caused him a little bit of pain the last few seasons. So finally deciding, let's get this thing fixed. Carlos Mendoza, the manager, believes his shortstop will be ready in time for opening day. And even if he isn't, let's say it lingers for a week or two after that, no harm done in a really long season and a guy that the Mets absolutely need to be a star. Juan Soto is going to move from right field to left field. He's going to play left field for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic coming up here as well. Okay, so that's Major League Baseball spring training stuff very early on. Pitchers and catchers just reporting. That's where we stand.
And now, dirty, difficult, and done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Performance Industrial, never a job too dirty or too difficult for them to get it done. And Damian Lillard ruptured his Achilles in April of 2025. He is a member of the Trailblazers, although he has not played a game with them yet, right? I've been a full year removed from that Achilles tear and surgery. But talk about difficult. Dame will participate in the three-point shootout this weekend despite that comeback from the Achilles injury. How quickly can he get from rack to rack? Because he can shoot set shot threes. The guy's been a dead eye from downtown for his entire career, 40% for his career. It's getting rack to rack that I think will maybe test the Achilles a little bit and how quickly he can get shots off and get through the 5 racks of basketballs. This is something. And he's the favorite to win this thing. He's 4-1, and so is rookie Con Knippel. Everybody else is behind Dame and Knippel. Torn Achilles, coming back, no big deal. Pretty good, huh? Yeah. I get it. Yeah, this is great. So, Billy, I'll put up the whole message here. Bill Koch, who we mentioned in the interview with Ben Ogden, did it 50 years ago from the same town. Lived down the street. 177 people, I think, are in the town of. I mean, come on, right? Crazy. So, Bill, I'm glad you brought that up. It was kind of just mentioned quickly in the interview with Ben Ogden, but it's a great part of the story. A great part of the story. I didn't want to let that go too long before I popped up the comment there. So anyway, Dame Lillard, All-Star Weekend, win the three-point shootout. Not that easy. Not that easy to do. All right, couple of Olympic headlines here before we get to our next guest, who is Andrew Weibrecht, ski racer from Lake Placid, 3-time Olympian, 2-time Olympic medalists. Olympic medalist, of course, everybody knows here, right? Lindsey Vonn, that crash out on Sunday in her downhill race. She has since had 3 successful surgeries. And when she broke, she had a complex tibia fracture in her left leg. And she said then on social media, it would take multiple surgeries. And here we are now, 3 successful surgeries in at 41 years old. I saw her dad quoted as saying, if it were up to me, her career's over. If that's true, boy, she had a heck of a career. Lake Placid's Ashley Farquharson wins bronze in the women's singles luge. Erin Hamlin, the last and only other American woman to medal in that event. Good stuff going from Team USA. Women's hockey team is rolling. We got the men's hockey squad going here. The figure skaters have been great. Chloe Kim on the snowboard. Like, just a lot of good stuff happening in Milan Cortina with Team USA. All right, let's pause here. We'll come back on Onorato and Miller. When we do, we'll be talking with Andrew Weibrecht from Lake Placid, 2-time Olympic medalist. Back.
It's the thrill of winter with our pre-President's Week sale. February 9th through the 14th at Alpenhaus in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and online at alpenhaus.com. In-store, bundle and save with up to 30% off ski and snowboard packages, up to 40% off jackets, pants, and cold weather gear. And check out our sales rack for up to 60% off select items. And online, enjoy 15% off store-wide and get free shipping on orders over $100. It's our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th. Get outside and play with Alpenhaus.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Outhouse.
Back on Onorato and Miller. He is a member of the U.S. Skiing Hall of Fame, 3-time Olympian, 2-time medalist, silver in Sochi, bronze in Vancouver. Andrew Weibrecht with us on the show. Andrew, man, thank you for doing this. Great to see you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
What is the atmosphere in the great village of Lake Placid around the Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, anytime the Olympics are here, everything just comes alive, and especially this year. I mean, there's a few factors. One, I think the games being in Italy has everybody super excited. The time change isn't crazy, so we're getting up early, catching the events in the morning, not having to watch them all on tape delay or be up at 2:00 in the morning. And then we've had such a great winter up here. We've had a real traditional winter. It feels like being a kid again. Just tons and tons of snow, cold weather, great skiing. So yeah, it's all good.
Are you able to watch the Olympics and specifically your events and not have the competitive juices really get going? Do you still watch with a critical eye?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still watch it, with a critical eye, but no, I don't have the competitive juices rolling. I don't have any desire to be there, but yeah, I mean, I watch it. I commentated for a little while, so after I got done racing, so I kind of got that side of it where I'm sort of, I look at it and analyze it more than I probably did even when I was racing. But no, I totally enjoy watching the events, especially the Alpine events are great, but I mean the Olympics is cool because you get a mix of everything.
Analyze what Lindsey Vonn was able to do and almost able to do. The comeback alone from retirement, the ability to complete a run with that torn ACL, and then get back on the top of the mountain there, obviously, before she unfortunately crashed out. Can you give us some perspective on how difficult that was to do?
Yeah, I mean, look, Lindsey is just she's built out of different stuff. I mean, she's that good. She's had so much experience coming back from injury, and she's had so much experience in her career skiing injured. I mean, the number of times that she's gotten what should be a season-ending injury and then come back and being able to compete, and not only compete but win, is pretty incredible. I mean, just her coming back last year, so this was her second season back after her knee replacement. So, I mean, that alone was just monumental for her to come into she had great races in the beginning of last season, so the 24-25 season. And then she got second in the Super G at World Cup Finals in Sun Valley. And then, literally from there, she just rolled momentum through the summer, straight into the first races, won the first downhill, was on the podium in the next 3 downhills, I think, was on a Super G podium. So, I mean, you talk about coming back in top form at 41 with a replaced knee was incredibly impressive. And it's unfortunate what happened in Crans Montana. She tore her ACL, but, honestly, I don't think that was really as much of a factor as people are trying to make it out to be. It's a little bit common, I wouldn't say common, but not unheard of, that athletes will ski with a torn ACL. As long as there's no pain, as long as the muscles are firing, which it sounded like hers were, then it's surprisingly doable. She had good training runs in the games. I think she was, somewhere in the top 10 in the first one. I watched it. She stood up on the bottom, dumped a bunch of speed. The second one, again, I mean, she dumped speed at the bottom, but she was third in that training run. So, I mean, her skiing was there. It's not like she was backing off. She wasn't having any issues, it looked like, with pain. It's just Lindsey's built a little different. And you saw her in the start. She was so amped up, so fired up. And she wasn't trying to win. She was trying to ski Cortina in exactly the way that she thought it could be skied. And when she does that, I mean, it's like, she goes above and beyond what anybody else is willing to do. And that's why she's been so successful, but that's also why she's had, such bad crashes and injuries. She runs a really aggressive setup. She's all or nothing. And I don't know, I mean, it works out a lot, but when it doesn't, you look back at Lindsey's history, I mean, just absolutely spectacular crashes. Even going back to the 2006 Olympics, she absolutely wrecked herself in the training run, got up, raced the downhill. Didn't win it, but she did great, and then came back a couple years later to win in Vancouver. But I don't know. I hope that she's okay. Lindsey's a good friend of mine. We go back to racing in World Juniors in 2005. We raced together, and it's a shame what happened, but I don't think, other than the outcome, I don't think Lindsey would regret anything in any of the decisions that she made.
Yeah, she should. That's for sure. Okay, the other side of this is Breezy Johnson, right? Run of a lifetime. What is that like to feel that, knowing you've experienced it twice, you're going to be on the podium, let alone win gold, but to just in the biggest moment, right? We can't comprehend it as lay people that you get one shot essentially every 4 years to try to perform your absolute best. And when you do that, what is that validation? What is that feeling of accomplishment like?
Yeah, it's something that the U.S. is clearly very good at. You look at our Olympic history versus our alpine skiing history, and in the past little bit, we've had a lot of success on the World Cup with Lindsey and Michaela and Ted, and but historically, when you look back, our success has been at big events. Going back to Phil and Steve Mayer and Tommy Moe in 1994. It's really pretty cool to see the U.S. rise to the to kind of the challenge of the Olympics, or the energy of the Olympics. And, it's awesome. It's awesome to see Breezy put down that run. I was a little bit bummed that Jackie Wiles wasn't on the podium with her. She had that little mistake, I think, which kept her off, which was a bummer. But Jackie skied great too. Breezy was awesome. I mean, she kept her momentum running down the hill, and that's what Breezy does when she's at her best. Is she keeps everything rolling down the hill. You looked at her go from section to section in that race, and it was like everything was down the fall line. Everything was she was building speed the whole way, and a lot of the other women racing were kind of grinding turns, trying to control their momentum a little bit, control their run a bit, and Breezy was just full gas from top to bottom. It was awesome to watch. And it'll be cool to watch her tomorrow.
Yeah.
The women's team combined. I mean, her and Michaela are racing, which obviously that's a pretty strong duo. And then Jackie Wiles and Paula Moulton are racing. So, I mean, I think right there you have two really good medal potentials.
I read that you started competing at the age of 5. What does ski racing at 5 look like? It's not like me playing my rec league basketball game.
It's a lot of hot chocolate, and no, I didn't really start racing when I was 5. I started with the race club when I was 5. So, it's mostly just skiing around with your peers, having fun. Every once in a while, a couple times a year, we'll do a fun race where everybody gets hot chocolate and candy bars at the end. But I was probably 10 when I really kind of got into it, when I started doing it, and kind of thought of myself as a ski racer. So, yeah.
No part of you that misses it. It sounds like you're like, I enjoy watching it. I watch it with a critical eye, but I don't miss being there or want to be there. And I know you had your share of injuries too. 3 Olympic Games, right? So spanning, I'll just say simply 12 years, but the amount of energy and training that had to go into that. When you look back on all of that you put into it and accomplished, you think what?
I mean, I'm super proud of the experience that I had. I mean, I put everything into it when I was doing it, and the day that I decided that I was done, it was the last race of the year in Kvale, Norway, and I wasn't sure. I got on the lift, so the hotel that we stay at's at the middle of the mountain, so you got on the lift at the finish, and I didn't know what I was going to do when I got on the lift, and then I got off and said, yeah, no, I'm done. So it was just, I'd done what I wanted to for the most part in the sport. I had, didn't always have the results that I wanted, but I had put myself into it the way that I felt like, I gave it my all. I knew that I was coming out of that year, I was going to have to get knee surgery again. I didn't really want to do that on a timeline that was going to force me to try to get back into my skis 3 months later or way too soon. And so I decided it was time to call it and go on and do other stuff. But I mean, I love ski racing. I mean, I still love ski racing. I just, I've also always kind of been a homebody and was always really happy to get back to Lake Placid when I'd be on a trip, even when I'd be coming back from someplace beautiful like Switzerland or New Zealand or, these just incredible places. I'd still fly into Albany, get north of Lake George and enter the park and be like, man, this is the place that I want to be. And, I'm super, super lucky to have been able to end up back here, raise my kids up here. So it's great.
I wrote in my email to you that my wife and I have stayed at Mirror Lake many times, and I put in parentheses, we're spoiled guests there, as all of your guests are, right? Anybody who's lucky enough to experience that place, it's such a special experience. How has it maintained that over the years with your family? And I guess when you've got to try to reach that standard every time for a guest, there's a pressure there too. What makes Mirror Lake Inn so special?
I honestly, I approach it very similar to the way that I approached athletics, where, you look at the process, you look where you are as a business, where you are right now, where you want to be, and the things that you need to, your core competencies that you are really good at, and making sure that you maintain those. And then looking at the things that, okay, here are the ways that I can improve, whether it's an athlete, a business, whatever. I mean, it's just, what are the things that can make me better? What are the things that can make the guest experience better? And we just kind of make a plan and keep ticking through those. And, we're super lucky. We've got a great staff. We feel very strongly about, that our staff is our biggest asset, want to treat them very well and make sure that they're very happy. And I think, when you have that kind of environment where people are happy, they feel good about the product that we're putting out, the quality of what we're putting out, and just, trying to keep it a kind of tight knit sort of family feel, that gets imparted on the guests, and the human experience more so now than ever is kind of the most important thing, where everything is so much is automated. And when you come to a place where you get treated, like a person, and fawned on, it's really fun. And from my perspective, that's what makes hospitality fun. At the end of the day, my job for the most part is just making sure that somebody has a great time. And that's like a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool job,
When's the last time somebody called you Warhorse?
Oh, a kid today at, I did an elementary school visit. And one of the kids called me Warhorse. Yeah. So before that, it'd probably been a little while. Well, maybe my father-in-law. He calls my daughter.
That's just got to take you back, right?
Yeah, totally. But yeah, he calls my father-in-law coaches my daughter in ski jumping, and they call her War Pony. So.
I love that, man. It is a family affair from the beginning to the end for you guys with the business, obviously. Last thing, Andrew, I know you've been so involved in a number of charitable things. Double H Ranch is something that you've been part of, I know. Why is that important to you to be able to give back in a way with your expertise?
Yeah, I felt very fortunate to have been included in a lot of the non-for-profits and charitable organizations in the North Country. And I've had so many great experiences, and I've had so many great opportunities to, take what my hopes and dreams in life are and be able to run with them. And I think everybody should have that opportunity, or as many people as possible should have that opportunity. So whether it's Double H, Make-A-Wish, Nice F, I'm highly involved with. So the ski club that I grew up at, it's very fun to be able to come back and try to give back and make sure that the next generation has the same opportunities that I did. And, it's all good.
One race in your career you would relive if you could? Either for better or worse, like to do it over just to enjoy it, or to do it over to know you could correct one thing.
Oh, you could always correct one thing. Probably Kitzbühel, the Kitzbühel Super G in 2016. It's a race that I probably should have won, and it's one that I think about sometimes. I went the wrong direction off the last jump and just bled away a little bit of time to Axel Svindal, which always seemed to be my MO, was just losing to Axel or one of the Norwegian guys by a little bit. But that's one that I would have really liked to have back, just to get the direction right off the last jump and be able to put it straight through the finish. But I have no regrets. It was a lot of fun anyway.
You know this already. People in the Capital Region love anytime they get to spend up in Lake Placid, especially up at Mirror Lake Inn. Continued success there in business, man. Thank you for doing this. Enjoy the Olympics, as we'll continue to watch on News Channel 13. Andrew, thank you.
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
It may be winter, but summer adventures are right around the corner. That's why now is the time to find your new RV during our pre-season sales event at Outhouse. Get exclusive deals on travel trailers for as little as $127 a month, or go big with fifth wheels starting at only $324 a month. Not to mention huge discounts on all remaining 2025 model RVs. And if you buy now, we'll store your RV for free till spring. That's peace of mind included. Get ahead of summer and find your family's next RV today during our pre-season sales event. Outhouse RV, bringing family and friends together to have fun and create memories.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Outhouse.
Andrew Weibrecht with us on the show. Very cool. And what a place, Mirror Lake Inn, right? Forget about it. My gosh. All right, some sad news here. This just happened on Wednesday afternoon. Again, as we do the show live on a Wednesday afternoon, if you're catching us on TV over the weekend, Saturday night, or early Sunday morning, actor James Van Der Beek has died, 48 years old, after a battle with colorectal cancer. Of course, Varsity Blues, Dawson's Creek at the top of his credentials. Varsity Blues, man, just kind of a cult-like football movie. If you've never seen it, you've got to watch it and take yourself back 20 years or whenever the heck it was to appreciate the time that was done. Great movie. I mean, just such a good movie. And Dawson's Creek was like that. That was in the wheelhouse of my life. When that show was airing in its height of its popularity, like not my genre, but man, you couldn't go anywhere without people talking about Dawson's Creek. So sad. Father, husband, James Van Der Beek, 48 years old after battling colorectal cancer. Our buddy Billy Blake on Facebook wanted to know, boy, what happens with Syracuse basketball, especially now that the university will be looking for a new athletic director. John Wildhack is going to retire. Adrian Autry and the Orange are struggling. And of course, everybody in the Capital Region will say, well, hey, is it Jerry McNamara's time there? I know that's the easy reach, and it wouldn't surprise anybody if Autry were to be fired and McNamara then hired. Just feels like it wouldn't be the move right away. Boeheim retires, they give it to his lead assistant, Autry, and then if it doesn't work out with Autry, you're going to go back to another program great. I don't know. You might need somebody in between the two. The guy who follows the guy who follows the guy, everybody with ties to the Syracuse program, I might say, let's hire a guy who's had March success. But if you're GMAC and that's your ultimate destination or ideal destination, you take that gig as soon as you can get it. You don't want somebody else sliding in and having 20 years of success, right? If that is the ultimate gig for you. We'll see. All right. There's a unique fundraiser a really cool fundraiser happening at Tinney's Tavern on Lake Desolation, Saturday, February 21st. Our Sons Foundation, the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation will be a beneficiary of this event. Outhouse Races and Expedition Yeti, another great local organization, will benefit as well. We're talking with Tinney's Tavern owner and Expedition Yeti founder next here on Onorato and Miller.
It's the thrill of winter with our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th at Alpenhaus in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and online at alpenhaus.com. In store, bundle and save with up to 30% off ski and snowboard packages, up to 40% off jackets, pants, and cold weather gear. And check out our sales rack for up to 60% off select items. And online, enjoy 15% off store-wide and get free shipping on orders over $100. It's our pre-President's Week sale, February 9th through the 14th. Get outside and play with Alpenhaus.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
An incredible event coming up Saturday, February 21st, round 2 of Tinney's Tavern Outhouse Races. Robert O'Donnell, the middle of your screen, Sean Wilcoxon from Tinney's Tavern with us here as well. And Sean, I'm guessing you're at Lake Desolation right now. How's it look?
It's looking good. We got a couple inches of snow last night. Clifton Park Rental showed up for us today. The tent is going up, which is quite a feat in 30-degree temperatures with all sorts of snow. So, yeah, I just got here. We made final placements, and they're unloading.
Robert, I'll ask you to share your story about how Expedition Yeti started. But, Sean, year 2 now, having known what you got from last year, what are we expecting? Big things, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, huge things. Last year, the turnout was literally better than we could have ever imagined. That was my first year and didn't know what to expect. And I'll tell you, the people of Middle Grove and really the Tinney's community as a whole, it's a special group of people. And the way that they came out, the way that they support, I mean, the amount of laughter and fun and joy, it's a special event because it's different. It's the middle of the winter. People are cooped up. It's been freezing for like 20 straight days. And people are ready to get out and enjoy some of it. So looking forward to an even bigger event. We've learned a lot of things and just can't wait for it to happen.
Why Outhouse Races?
You know what? When you find out, you tell me. But at the same token, it started before us. It's our year 2, but I got to give credit to the original Tinney's owners or the ones before us because it was here before us. We picked it back up. I guess it stopped during COVID. We picked it back up last year, but the legacy was started before us. And you know what? Why not outhouses is the question, right?
Well, News Channel 13 will have an outhouse there as well. I know Expedition Yeti will have one too. If you are interested in sponsoring this event or signing a team up, we've got all the information at wnyt.com/links. Just look for Tinney's Tavern Outhouse Races. Robert, if you could share your story a little bit with our viewers. Your son was diagnosed with cancer. He came up with this wild idea to share his story to maybe inspire some people to donate and continue their own fight. And now 10 years later, look at what you've accomplished. I can't imagine you saw this coming by simply putting on a Yeti costume.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's the whole thing blows me away. When my son was 9 years old, we were talking in our living room about doing a fundraiser for children's cancer for the Albany Med Hospital because our son has had great success there with his treatments. He was a patient there for almost 2 years. He went through a year of chemo. He had 3 major surgeries to remove diseased bone. And when he was 9 years old, right before the winter that year, he came out and he said, you know, Dad, if you ride around on your snowmobile and a Yeti suit and scare people in the woods, they'll want to take a picture with us and we could ask them to donate $1 for children's cancer. And I had tears rolling down my face laughing. I thought it was hysterical. And I'm like, so as a family, we ran with the idea. And as of 3 weeks ago, our efforts have resulted in over $200,000 raised for the Albany Med Children's Hospital. And our home snowmobile club is Saratoga Snowmobile Association, and they're based out of Tinney's. Tinney's a great location, a great trail system up there, and the Yeti loves it up there. And I got the Yeti here with me now. He's looking forward to the Outhouse races, you know, and we'll get him involved in this. And we got an outhouse going this year, and we're hoping to raise some more money for children's cancer and kick cancer out of the woods.
And this great event is going to benefit 2 local organizations. Sean, I'll ask you specifically about the effort behind Expedition Yeti. And then, of course, I'll get choked up about it. Ashley and I are so touched that you all chose our son's foundation, the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation, to be a beneficiary of this as well. What is it about the Performance Industrial Company and Tinney's Tavern that is just so focused and mindful of helping the community?
Well, listen, I mean, it's got to start. We are a privately owned business. You know, the owners of our business, Bill Miller and Karen Miller, they're about as generous as people get, and they really just simply care. And, you know, Chris, you have been out there. Yeah, you're a news personality and you have the spotlight, but you've only really used it to support local groups and, you know, obviously your career. But, you know, every time we ask to help support and raise money for a foundation, the answer is never, I don't think, once been no. What you went through with you and your wife with this death of your son, I mean, it was touching to all of us. The story makes us choke up. And, you know, knowing that when we asked last year, the answer was yes, no questions asked. You know, it was only fitting that we got a chance to support your son, just to give back to you as much as you give back to us. Tinney's Tavern as a whole is a special community. There's not a single person that interacts with our social media or with our thing that just doesn't care about the people of the community. And it's honestly the way life used to be, the way the life should be. And, you know, a little bit of Middle Grove up here still lives that way. And it's special. So I, encourage anybody that, hasn't been up to Tinney's or met the people of Middle Grove or the community of Tinney's Tavern to come on up and just say hi. You're going to laugh. You're going to wonder what the heck is going on up here. Where am I going? Driving up a mountain. Like, is it, somebody trying to, but when you get here, it's a lot of fun. And you know what, Chris, I wonder if I could try to show you this. And I have to, because we had another, incredible community member here. This is an outhouse known as the Nash Dasher that's going to be racing. Somebody donated $500 to rent this one and to race with the Nash. So Nash will be with us racing, and we're just really looking forward to it.
That's unbelievable, man. You blow me away. Every time you guys do something, it's special in this community. Let me just say this too, Sean. When Bill asked me last year, all he said to me was, hey, I've got an event coming up at Tinney's on, I think it was March 1st or 2nd. Would you be willing to MC? Sure, whatever you need, Bill. It wasn't until weeks later he told me it was Outhouse Races. So if I had known what I was getting into, I don't know that the answer would have been such a quick yes, but it was so much fun last year. I'm ready to do it again. Sean, I'm going to let you run. I know you're busy. Robert, stick with me here if you would. Sean, thank you so much, man. We can't wait to see you on the 21st.
Well, Chris and Robert, thank you for what you guys are doing. Thank you for the word you're spreading. And we're here for you. We're looking forward to a wonderful time. It's President's Week's next week. So kids are off from school. Come on up. Have a great time with Tinney's.
Yeah, that's Saturday, February 21st. Sean, thank you. And Robert, I know you've had a little more time to prepare this year. You're going to have an outhouse to race. You'll be in full Yeti costume.
Hopefully the fastest.
What would you say people should expect from this event, having gone through it once?
A lot of fun. It's a great family event. Bring the family up, bring the grandkids up. There's an outdoor pavilion. And we've got Big Sky Country coming this year, which is big. And you're going to be there emceeing. I know we're going to have a tough battle with Latrine 13. I'm sure you guys are coming back. I love the name, and that's great. It was great watching everything last year and everybody out having fun. The groups that participate in this and the people that are there. It's a great event for two great causes.
Sean was just saying Clifton Park Rentals is there. The tent is heated. It's where the band will play. The food is phenomenal. The drinks are great. It's incredible atmosphere. And Robert, for the people who, of course, want to know, you said your son will celebrate his 20th birthday soon, right?
Yes, and he just made the president's list at college too. So this is just a big year for him. Onward and upward, and we're living the life we want to live, and with Expedition Yeti is how we give back. So it's an honor as well as a duty to do what I am doing and what you are doing as well. It's a duty as well as an honor. So I want everybody to understand that it's our way of paying back,
Huge following on Facebook, Expedition Yeti. Go find them, give that a follow and a like, and stay in touch with all the great things Robert and his son are doing. Robert, thank you. Can't wait to see you on Saturday the 21st, man.
All right, right back at you, Chris.
Expedition
all right, we'll see
Yeti
you.
will be in the house for the Outhouse Races at Tinney's Tavern on Lake Desolation. Again, if you want to become a sponsor of this incredible event, you want to just sign up and race your own outhouse. Or if you would like me, hey, show up and just enjoy the spectacle of it all. And again, the entertainment is going to be great. That is Saturday, February 21st. All the information, wnyt.com/links. Back right after this.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on. For cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair, you can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
It may be winter, but summer adventures are right around the corner. That's why now is the time to find your new RV during our pre-season sales event at Outhouse. Get exclusive deals on travel trailers for as little as $127 a month, or go big with fifth wheels starting at only $324 a month. Not to mention huge discounts on all remaining 2025 model RVs. And if you buy now, we'll store your RV for free till spring. That's peace of mind included. Get ahead of summer and find your family's next RV today during our pre-season sales event. Outhouse RV, bringing family and friends together to have fun and create memories.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Outhouse.
Fun show this week. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. A couple of great guests on the Olympics. All of that, of course, continues in Cortina and Milan. And that fundraiser coming up at Tinney's Tavern on Saturday, February 21st. The Outhouse Races. I'm glad we got a look at one there. You can kind of picture it. You got somebody sitting in it, 3 people pulling, pushing it. Whatever you're thinking about it, it's exactly that. It's exactly that. It is so worth checking out, going up to Lake Desolation in Middle Grove to see it all happen. Hope to see you there. I'll be there. We'll have a team from News Channel 13 there as well. Enjoy the Olympics. Yes, football season is over, but March Madness will be here before you know it. Major League Baseball season, spring training certainly here as well before you know it. Thanks for watching Onorato and Miller, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Ash will be back. Yes, rejoice.